Hi guys, today I'm gonna talk about Crucible, why I didn't like it that much, showcase what my current build is with my equipment, and I'm gonna open some divination cards and some stack decks in the end. Yeah, that's always be fun, and I'm gonna timestamp the segments in case you're just interested in one of them. So let's go. Yeah, Crucible sounded kind of nice with the skill tree and all. I thought that was a cool idea that was very well fitting to Path of Exile, but didn't turn out that good in my opinion. There are basically two sets of problems with Crucible, and the first one is the issue that you can't really align it with your gear progression. For example, you get like a rare item that's kind of good and it's your current weapon, you're using it for a while, and then you're gonna put a passive skill tree on it, and the skill tree is gonna suck most of the time. And what you're gonna do now, you can invest into a Primeval Remnant to remove it, get a better skill tree on there, but this type of investment is probably not worth it because you're gonna switch to a better weapon at some point, and then you have to do the whole thing again. Yeah, and because most people aren't gonna arrive at a weapon that is so GG and so endgame that they are sure that they're never gonna switch it. This is a system that comes with sort of a bad aftertaste because you're always feeling like you're doing it not the optimal way. The other way to do it is to just buy a good base. The issue with that is that you can buy the good base and then craft it up to make it good. Is that first of all, your base is probably not going to be as good as it can be. First thing is, it's probably not going to be a synth item, because synth items with good skill trees are either not available or are like 50 divines plus. Yeah. Then you can also buy like a synth item with good implicits that you just re-roll the skill tree again and again on, but this is a big game of luck and it's probably going to take you way too much time. And you could use all the currency that you used for the synth base for something else. Yeah. And the other issue is if you do it like buying a base with a good tree, but it's not the synth base, you're more or less in a dead end, because if the base doesn't have synth implicit, it's not worth really crafting on it. So you can like kind of craft on it and then get like a sort of good item with a good tree and depending on the crafts, good mods, but you're gonna be sort of stuck there because it's gonna be hard to find an upgrade and you basically can't really upgrade the item. Yeah. And the other big set of issues with Crucible I actually consider way worse, because everything I said till now was just stuff that affects efficiency or is bad for a certain set of people, but lots of casual players probably don't care a lot about that. But there's another set of issues with Crucible that affects everybody and is just strictly bad. The first thing is the charge up thing that is just not integrated well into gameplay, because a lot of the time you're gonna progress through and then you have to stop to charge it up. You lose your buffs during that time, maybe your frenzy charges, maybe a headhunter buff, maybe you are getting stunned by some random mob in between. That's gonna be very annoying. You can't kill that random mob and leave the circle during that time, because this will just insta-release the monsters. If you go over a node during charging it up and you change the direction or of the skill, you have to align that and you have to remove your mouse from the node and then click it again in the right direction. It's very clunky, not fluent. It's not a feel-good thing. So that is very, very bad. Other bad issue about Crucible that affects nearly everybody is that the endgame Crucible content sucks ass. The whole forge is super annoying to do. There's no good loot. Everything there is like a bullet sponge. It can have really, really shitty mobs that you can't reroll because it's unmodifiable, and then you have to sell the damn thing, and that's super annoying. And if you want to do some stuff repeatedly, like having your rare item that you remove a tree from, you have to buy these fucking things in bulk, which you can't really do, because if you buy them in bulk, you might get some that have mods that you can do. So yeah, really, really annoying. I don't know why they have to be unmodifiable. I think they could have just made in a way that made the part of the special mods, like allows you to put a tree on a unique item, or allows you to remove a tree, be things that are not affected by rerolling them or by modifying them. So you can just reroll the map mods that make the map potentially unusable for you. Of course, you can always say, yeah, you can just rush through the map, and you can ignore the monsters. But that's true, but it sort of highlights how dumb this whole thing is. So I think the endgame content sucks, and the map mechanics integrated in the maps also sucks, and that is bad. The other thing I can be fine with, but this is not something that should be this way, because this sucks for everybody, and it's way harder to fix that than to balance the whole tree thing and thing with the rares I said. And also, it really, really sucks when we're talking about uniques, because on uniques you can't remove the skill tree. You can only combine them with other uniques, and that is not that pleasant, because it destroys one potentially very valuable unique, and you can lose nodes that you want to keep, and you can also not get anything. This is the most likely outcome. So I think there should be a way to remove trees from unique items, and they can make it very rare and therefore very expensive. I would be fine with that. But if you have a very, very expensive unique item, getting a tree on that is gonna be really, really frustrating. Yeah, about that. This is a nice segue into my build that I tried to play in the end, like during my end time. I'm close to quitting the league, which is a Cremation Necromancer. This thing. The basis of the build is using Unearth and then Cremation. You put down corpses, you cremate them. These things create geysers that explode the other corpses. So basically you spawn corpses, cremate them, and then just spam corpses into the geyser that explodes them. And yeah, the DPS is good. Although you're kind of hitting a wall at some point. I can do Ubers with this. I can do Uber Elder. Maybe with Maven, I haven't tried that yet. It is CI, because of that we can use Incandescent Heart to take way less elemental damage from hits, where I'm using a Mage Blood, which I rolled to be kind of well rolled. With Flasks, this gets me lots of elemental resistance, lets me use Melting of the Flesh. This lets me take less cold damage. Yeah, this gives me a lot of armor. This gives me lightning resistance. Cold resistance. You take 39% less cold damage. That is a fucking lot. It also affects Shaper Beam. It affects all dots. Very, very powerful. The only thing that this build is a bit vulnerable to is Fist Degens. So the Degen from Uber Elder, but you kill them fast enough. Shaper Slam can kill you, but you can just activate Molten Shell because the wind-up is so big. This is not the issue of reflexes, you can just activate it. You're gonna survive it every time with like 80% HP. It's kind of weird how the calculation works. I thought that you're gonna survive with like 2000 energy shield, but no, it's like almost full when that happens. I bought this shield for like 50 divines, and the reason it's so expensive is because it has plus 4% to maximum cold resistance, and together with cold resistance from Purity of Ice, some from the skill tree, from Megalomaniac, mods, and the cold resistance on the shield itself that it has anyway, I can get 90% resistance to everything with Melting of the Flesh. That is very powerful, of course. The issue I have with this build, you can originally used it to clear simulacrums up to wave 30. For that, this gear is extreme overkill. I could do them with just a mage bot basically, and like way less good gems and a worse shield and everything, way less damage, and like I think like 5,500 energy shield. The only thing you have to take care of is basically the huge fist degen as Courses does, and you have to, yeah, you have to, like, there are some bad mods and you can switch out your Quicksilver Flask for a flask that gives you like stun avoidance or something, but yeah, that is basically it. Simulacrum is a fucking cakewalk with this build. This build just destroys Simulacrum. But then I wanted to do Uber bosses, and for that it's not the best thing because yeah, it's super tanky. You can basically just stand in Shaper's gold bolts. You don't care about the vortexes. That's all fine, but you have to look at it this way. There are builds that just insta-gip these bosses, and they are not tanky, but they are still safer because they just destroy them. With Uber Elder, it's a bit different. You have to be somewhat tanky because there are phases, and you're gonna eat some hit one way or another. But it's softcore after all. You have 6 portals. You're gonna be fine. Like if you have enough DPS, and you can tank like a cold ball, some auto hits, some ice spears from Uber Elder, it's gonna be fine. And because of that, yeah, I invested like 400 divines in this build. Half of that is made blood, of course. Then this thing was fucking expensive and it's basically mandatory for this. Although I could do a wave 30 simulacrums without this. The rings are not that expensive, but they are sort of niche, and because of that, it's hard to get them. You have to get a lot of fire resistance basically because the I'm not having a ruby flask all the time, so you need to compensate that with fire resistance on gear. The helmet could be optimized, of course, because I don't need a chaos res on it. I'm using a Watcher's Eye that was like, I think 5 divine, and that should be easy to upgrade, but I'm actually not finding one that has like these mods and God quantity, which are like the best ones, especially the determination one, because it also helps against degens. So yeah, kind of underwhelmed with this build, but yeah, go for it if you want to do simulacrums, but there are better boss killers, and as an all-rounder, yeah, it works, but you probably shouldn't play all-rounders. You should just play a build that can do one thing really good. And if you want to kill bosses really good, do something else. Yeah. And now the last thing is the Divination Card thing. So I have some full sets already, and now I'm just gonna open these ones. Okay, that sucks. Oh, that could be good. Chaos Orbs, boring as fuck. I opened all the ones that just give flat currency before, so they're gonna clutter this up too much. Oh, wow, that's kind of nice. I basically heard that the stack decks are 2 chaos on average. I think it's a bit more, because I saw that Empyrean video where he got like almost 3 times that value out of it. Well, that sucks, I think. I think nobody uses Harbinger Bows anymore, so this is like 20 fusings. And the card is then like 3.3 fusings or so. Oh, Death Prodigy again. I used like before, like 6 links were so abundant. In Bestiary, for example, I used to do a thing where I was just buying the Dapper Prodigy cards and then crafted life and like 2 resistances on the body armor. This could be worth something if it gets like a base with a good implicit. But very underwhelming in general here. Whatever. This is item level 80 before, so it's not worth crafting on it, so yeah, 20 fusings probably. Oh, this could be good. Like, if this gets a good implicit, it's gonna be like 200 chaos maybe, if it gets one of the better ones. This is just an estimation. Balefire, nobody cares about that, I think. Granite Flask, Sped 2, Drillneck, whatever, Sire of Shards. No. This is a cool card. It's worthless, but it's cool that these cards exist. Like, that has some flavor. This card was actually somewhat good at some point because of the curse implicit that could appear in there, but you get that so early, it's worthless now. Oh, okay. Let's dash all of these and then open the sets we have, and I'm just not gonna open the sets that don't give something exciting. Like for example this and this I'm not gonna open. This could always be a good Ventures, who cares about that? This could be a Ziri, this could be Kalandra's Gift. Yeah, I'm just gonna turn this in anyway. Level 20 gem, who gives a fuck? Saffron's Armor, no. Gonna take this. Maybe they are well rolled. Beginning of the league, this ring is worth something. No, it's probably not. 4 voids, yeah. Probably trash, but maybe not. Faucets could be good. This could be good. 10 oils, yeah, maybe 10 golden oils. This can be a headhunter. These can be special essences, I think. And yeah, this can be good, although you want level 21 more than quality most of the time. Rickworld item, why not? So, very underwhelming. Oh, maybe these give like mirrors. Let's try. Well, trash. Who would have thought? Other trash, huh? Yeah, it's worthless. Oh. Some people used it maybe. Worthless. At least worthless. This is worthless too. Yeah, total crap. That's very bad too. Void. Oh yeah, chain belt. It's an insult that this base is still into the game. Now we have crystal belts. Trash. Trash. Other trash though. Oh, GCP. One of the best void outcomes I've ever seen, unironically. I think they're worth something. Not a lot, but something. And this has average mods, I'd say, in total. And this has bad increased lightning damage, but it's at max. But yeah, whatever. Probably total crap. Aventus Gamble, total crap. Reduced quantity. Yeah. Play it worthless. I think at the beginning of the league this is worth something, especially for like champions that are always low life anyway. Can be nice. I don't know about that one. Maybe like 10 chaos or so. Gonna check later. Worthless. Worthless too. But yeah, it's sort of rare. At least it's somewhat rare. And yeah, this is worthless too. Rampage is cool. But just the raw values are too little. So yeah, that's it. See you guys. Bye bye.